Can you imagine that a couple, a husband and a wife, can agree and squander money from a sugar mommy? It happened. Ladies and gentlemen, if it is your first time here, like, share, and subscribe. It's your man Godfrey, and let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, let's draw back to the year 2010. There's a young man in the city hovering around, thinking what to do next. This is after he lost his job. He was an accountant in one of these big institutions in Nairobi City. So things happened at work, and he had to be laid off. And that's when the problem began. Before that, this guy was living a very luxurious life. But this was after finishing his studies, and by that time he had not been married. So life was difficult in the city, and where he was living, the caretaker had to hold his properties because he had some rent arrears for quite some time. And what else could this man do? Because he didn't know anybody in the city, and also his status had changed. So the only option was to go to the streets. So the guy has been in the streets for quite some time, and let's say about 1 year. So there is this one day, as he was collecting, in the streets, they collect these plastic bottles, anything they find, so that they can go and sell and get some money to feed themselves. So one day, he was on his hustle, let me say that, and I came across one lady. This lady was parking beside the road, and this guy was collecting his stuffs as usual. So unfortunately, when the lady was getting out of his car, his purse slipped and fell down, and the lady did not realize that. So this guy came, as he was collecting the bottles, he saw a purse down there. So what he did, he took the purse and stood beside the vehicle, waiting for this lady to come and hand it over to her. The guy waited for longer, almost 1 hour, because this lady was going to a salon to go and make her hair. So this guy was patient enough to stay there and wait for this lady to come and hand over the purse to her. He never opened the purse and never did anything, just hid it there so that she can come and get it the way it was. After waiting for that long, eventually this lady came back. And when she came back, she started by asking him, "Why are you standing beside my car? Do you want to steal from me? What's wrong with you? I've seen you there for quite some time. What's wrong with you?" So this guy never reacted. We can say he had what we call emotional intelligence. This man, and he was very dirty and carrying a sack on his back, told him, when you are going to the car, I saw you and I thought you're a good person who can be of help to me. I just want you to give me 50 shillings if you have, so that I can go buy something for myself, because I've not eaten anything for a few days. I really ask for your help. There's nothing I'm waiting here, just I need your help, then I'll be going my way. This lady told him, for now, I don't have anything to give you, but let me check. The man handed it over to the lady, and the lady opened it and confirmed if everything was intact. After thorough checking, she realized that all her dollar notes were intact, the Kenyan shillings, the ATM cards, the keys, everything was intact, and she was like, why didn't you go with it? And he said, not everybody in the streets has that heart. The lady got 1,000 note and handed over to him, told him, thank you for what you have done to me, and you can have a bigger lunch with this 1,000 shillings. The guy appreciated and started going. But after a few minutes, the lady realized that he didn't take the number from this guy. So he called him and they exchanged the contacts. He saved because he was having the keyboard phone, Amatululu. So they exchanged contacts and the guy left. Time went by. Nobody called each other because the guy told himself, this is what we are used to do, so I can't even try to call this lady because most of them can give you a wrong number. You call a number and it's telling you, thank you for calling committee, So nobody bothered to call each other. So they stayed for a few months, I think 2, 3, and the lady called this guy and told him, it has been a while. Do you remember the lady at the salon some few months ago who you picked a pass for her? Yeah, the guy said, I remember. And yeah, why didn't you call me? I didn't have credit, I didn't have airtime, and also I had forgotten, because we are used to somebody gives you the phone number and then the second minute the phone number is not working, so I didn't bother myself to call that number. The lady told him, can we meet today? The man said, of course. So you will come and pick me from the street at this location. They agreed to meet at around 2 for lunch. The lady pulled up at 2:30 p.m. and picked this guy. He took him to this county council bathrooms to go and clean up. He bought some clothes for him, and they went for the date. The date was awesome. Everything went on well. The lady asked him, how did you find yourself in this mess? Because I can see you have good English, you learn and so that, all that. So the guy told him that I'm born in western part of Kenya. After finishing my high school, I came for university studies in Nairobi, in one of these good universities, and I studied accounting. So after school, I graduated, and a few months later, I was employed. So I've been employed for quite some time, but something happened at work, and that's when I was laid off. And after that, I've tried to look for a job. I'm not getting. I'm trying to reach out to some people. They're not responding. And I was not able to pay my rent. And that's how my house was locked. And I found myself in the streets. So she asked him, how do you survive? So what we do in the streets basically is collecting these plastic bottles, metals, anything we find, because we have ready market. So after collecting that is when we go and sell it, and we get something we can have for supper, lunch, clothing, something like that. The lady was so remorseful. She felt what this guy was saying. She almost cried. But all her tears. So she told him, I want to give you an offer. And the offer I'm going to give you has conditions. I want to give you a job, and you'll be working in my farm, and the salary is 5,000 shillings, but accommodation is on me, and food is on me. So I'll take you to my another compound. You'll be my shama boy, so to say. The guy told her no. The guy told her that I have no problem with that. So long as I make money, I have no problem with that. So they agreed, and they went instantly. This bomber was Tale. The guy went and began working. So this lady, as she was still working in Nairobi, this guy was working in the up country. So months went by. This woman was coming into the countryside, and also she was going to town. So it reached a time she came and slept and called the man into the house. Remember, the man of the family is deceased and he succumbed to throat cancer. So she was a widow, and she had only one daughter who was working in the United States of America, and also she had been married there. After calling this man to the meeting, she told him that I've known you for some time, and what I thought is not what is happening, because I thought maybe you are pretending and you had your own plans against me, but you have proven me wrong. I've developed feelings on you, and if possible, if you can get into a relationship, I'll appreciate that. The boy hesitated and told her that, let me think about that and I'll give you an answer tomorrow. The guy had also accepted, and it's just playing cool. So next day in the morning, the man told the lady that, yeah, fine, the offer you gave me, I accept. The lady was very happy and said she will support this man in anything she wants. Now, she graduated from being a shamba boy to a husband of the home. They stayed for a few days in the up country and later migrated to the city where this lady was working. Days went by, life was good, everything is in the home, there is a car, good apartment, and everything was all right. This man's family at home, there was a funeral, and this lady was to accompany the man. But when they went there, they agreed. She told him, the guy told her that when we go there, don't introduce yourself as my wife, because it will bring up some problems. So when they went there, the lady cooperated and behaved well, and she introduced herself to the family as the boss to this man, but behind the curtains, it was the husband. They pretended for that. There was some few occasions at home where they were going. He was sending help to the family. Even in that funeral, she contributed 50,000 shillings. So she was of good help to the family. Everything was okay. Everybody knew that she was his boss. So time went by. Now, after almost 5 years down the line, and this guy started saying, it's like I'm getting old. By this time, this guy was 35 years. And they saw that it's like I'm getting old and I don't have a family, I don't have a kid. So what do I do? This is a time he went to the up country and told them they have been called to the up country, and I need to rush there. So the lady prepared the man and gave him some money to go to run some errands there. When he went and talked to the dad because the mother could not understand that. So she found a lady, and this lady was there. Remember, this man has a house in the village. So he got married to the lady. He took bride wealth, and they agreed on this. This is where it gets interesting. They agree. The guy was open and told the lady that the woman I'm staying with is my boss, and her husband in disguise. So we need to play this thing cool because we don't have money, and we need money from this lady. So anytime this lady comes to this place, don't introduce yourself as my wife. Introduce yourself as my sister from another mother. You understand that? You see how the game is played? So when there was something at home, when they went there both, she played cool and introduced herself as a sister from another mother. She conceived, she gave birth. She conceived again, she gave birth. She conceived, she gave birth. So this is 5 years in marriage with this wife and 10 years with the other mumamas or the sugar mommy. It reached a time this lady got ill, and she was admitted to the hospital. She was a cancer patient, and she was still undergoing medicine, but at this time she had reached at stage 4 of cancer, and you know that stage is very critical when it comes to the health. So what happened is she was admitted, she received medication of all kinds, but unfortunately she died. And at the time of her death, because with cancer you can predict, they can tell you at this particular time you'll not be with us and all that. So she had planned everything. She had involved the daughter who is married in the States about everything, and they were okay with that because she said, I've written all the properties under this man. We have been with him for 10 years, and I'm very free with him because I don't have any kid. The lady was okay, lawyers was involved, and everything was all right. So this lady died, and she was laid to rest. All properties was under this man's name. So he basically inherited everything, all properties, according to the law, because they were written under him. And now, that's when she invited the family that was behind the curtain to this place. That's how this man became rich. He became rich not because he worked hard, but because God was involved. I've been trying to think about this story. Is God involved in this? How does God work if He can accept such thing to happen? Sometimes it's people get rich through different means. But anyway, who are we to judge? He became rich, and that's it. Otherwise, tell me in the comment section what you've learned from this story. Yeah, the guy right now is rolling with very big machines in this town. But anyway, there's a blessing in disguise, and we can't do anything about that. You tell me in the comment section what you think about this story. If it's your first time here, subscribe, like, and share. And let's meet in the next one. My name is Godfrey. Bye-bye.